Welcome back to the Cornelia Stephanie Show, everyone. We have our last guest for today, and that is Amy Deanne. Amy Deanne is back to the show. Welcome to the show today, Amy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Well, I want to let the audience know a little bit about your background before we get started. Today is part two of having a series that we're doing together with you. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, let me introduce you and let people know that your earlier years to being a mom and wife, you were a dedicated mom and wife, and you were facing a separation ultimately that led to divorce after 29 years of marriage. You realized for the first time that you didn't know who you were. Like many other mothers, you had put your own wants and needs aside to raise your children. And now that your children are adults and no longer depending on you as they once did, you found yourself on a unique journey of self-discovery. While continuing your career in corporate America, you sought an outlet for your creativity and you started a side business called Resilient. Initially, it was created as a craft venture. Resilient has evolved into something much more meaningful because you're also a writer and you're also a speaker and you're just an amazing creative. You wrote a chapter to the Amazon best-selling book called Shine Your Light, which was the cherry on the top for your own healing journey. And now you focus on connecting with women across multiple platforms, empowering them to discover their truest selves. You exemplify the idea that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. And that is so true. I know that about you. And it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here again today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate it. And I love being on here.
Good. So we're doing this is part two. This is part two. So part one, it's a series that we're doing. You're coming back every 2 weeks, and we're talking about Finding Your Truest You series that you created. Just give us a little what does that mean?
It's a series that I am starting also the first few chapters of a book that I'm writing. And it is tips, tricks, things that I have gone through, things that worked for me, things that didn't work for me, in becoming my true authentic self. So finding your truest you, the last episode was trusting yourself. So that's the T in truest you. And today the R in truest you is recognizing that everyone's journey is different.
Yes. And I told you the last time when we spoke, maybe not on the podcast, but in the mastermind group, at some point, I was telling you that this is more than just a book. This is more than just a podcast. What you're talking about is finding your truest you. It literally has a life force. It's a movement. It is a movement. And it's so important, especially in this day and age. You personally know me because you know that I like to talk about astrology and use that and weave that in various different talks. And when we look at Pluto being in Aquarius right now, this is the perfect time for bringing our uniqueness out in the world. And any place where we have not done that, Pluto is going to come in and help us get to the root and get to the bottom of why that is not the case. So that's why I think it's awesome that you're doing this, helping people find their truest you. You changed the subtitle of the book recently. It's called A
Finding
Guide.
your truest you, but it is a guide to finding your authentic self.
Exactly. And the authentic self, I think, is so important nowadays because we want authentic relationships. We want to build an authentic world. We want to live in an authentic. We don't want the facade,
No.
So in our inner world and in our outer world. So recognizing that everyone is on their own unique journey. That's the topic we're going to talk about today. So what would you like to say about that?
I think it's really easy, especially caught up in social media, for us to compare ourselves to other people. Oh, this person has been out of their traumatic situation for a year, or this person for 10 years, or that sort of thing. And it's really easy to compare yourself. Oh, look how well they're doing. They've been out of their situation for this long, and why am I not there yet? Why have I not reached the point to where I can move on, or whether I'm healed or whatnot? So it's very, very easy to get into that trap, to get stuck in that. Well, Jane Doe is doing great. Why am I not doing great? And the reason is because we're all on our own separate journey. We all have our own path. We all have our own journey. And what may take someone else 10 years, it may take you a year. It may take you 5 months. There's really no right or wrong answer, because you're going to know when it is that you feel like you're ready to move on, or you're ready to move forward, or your heart is healed. So I think we get into that trap, especially with looking at what everyone else is doing. I remember going through my divorce. I had a friend and who was actually going through a divorce at the same time, and she had not been married nearly as long as I had. She was just married a few years, and our divorces were final, very, very close in time frame. And then we were both kind of tackling the dating world at the same time. And I felt like in some instances, I wasn't quite ready. I wasn't quite there. I didn't quite know myself. And on the other hand, she was quite ready. She was ready to jump into the dating world. And I thought I was, but I really wasn't. And I didn't want to compare myself to her, but it really was apples and oranges. The fact that I had been married practically my whole life and she had just been married a few years. But it's real easy to get caught up. Okay, let's all go date. Let's go do this. You've got somebody that's with you, that's supporting you, that's there for you. And you think, well, this is what I should be doing. But you need to just take a moment and take a look inside yourself, because if you're not ready, it's not going to work. You're just going to create more problems for yourself.
Yeah, and sometimes even the whole piece about when you weren't ready and your friend was ready, you needed more time alone,
Oh, yeah.
right? You needed more time alone. And had you given up that alone time to, go out and date and do that whole thing, like comparing yourself to somebody else, like now we should do this, then, resentments come in, like you said, creating more problems and all of that. I think this is an important piece, even when people, no matter what challenges they're going through in life, especially right now, because right now, I think that, bringing up the astrology again, bringing up March 2025, here we are. This is probably the biggest, busiest, most transformative change occurring month of the year. So many things are happening. So many things are changing. So
Oh,
many things all at once. Okay. And I think that it's for everyone to recognize that whatever journey they're on their own unique journey, right? And this is such a perfect topic for right now, because what can people do right now to really anchor in? I'm on my own unique journey. I welcome it. I allow it, right?
right.
I embrace it.
I think spending time alone is exactly what you talked about earlier. Spending time alone is important. And I know it's hard to do sometimes, especially if you're in that era or that point in your life where you're kind of depressed or you're kind of down or that sort of thing. But I think it's just as important to be with lots of people to avoid getting in that rut, but it's also very important to be alone with your thoughts, to be alone with your feelings, to meditate, to pray, to figure out kind of where you are and listen to that voice. Listen to that still small voice in the back of your head that tells you, okay, you're ready, you're not ready. Or I feel like I talked about last time, you feel that thing in the pit of your stomach. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go this way. I'm not ready to go that way. So I think it's just really important that you really hone in on what your unique journey is.
Yeah. I think, the word change is a big word, and we're all here for it. We're all in it. Change is happening no matter what it is. And so if we can just embrace that change and know that, what is it that you want to change in your life. And I, as an advocate for, self-love, self-love advocate, right? That, I always think that, in my own healing journey was that, um, I want to learn how to love myself as much as I possibly can so that then I can bring that loved and healed self to the relationships, right?
Exactly.
To my relationships because, you know, then I can be there in the relationship loving myself, right?
Right.
And and from that place, so that's the thing. And I think right now with all this change, recognizing that you're on a unique journey that isn't meant to be compared to anyone else but your uniqueness, because how amazing you are, how amazing each person is, how unique each person is. And if each person recognized how amazing they are, how unique they are, and even though, if things are uncertain, but
Right.
still, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, uh, what is it that people can do? Like you said, they can do all the things, spending time alone, meditate, pray, journal.
Journaling's huge. Even if you
Yeah.
stop and start, I know over the years I was really, okay, I'm gung ho, I'm going to journal. And I would get going for a little while and then I would kind of fall off. And then I would pick it up again. And then, I have 10 or 12 different journals running around, but it is important. It's important to kind of talk to yourself or talk out what it is that you're going through. Dear so and so, I really hate your guts or whatever it is, or I really miss you, or this is really bothering me, I'm really hurting, but write it out because that way you're not venting that out until you're really ready to vent those words out. You're writing it down in a journal, which I think is really, really important. And it gets it off your chest. It makes you feel better. And then you can go back and look at it and see how far you've come.
I love that so much because that's actually how I healed myself too, is using the journal, as a healing modality. And so yeah, I mean, getting everything out. So it's now out because not to project it on your partner or on the world or on other people, but that you have it out. And so I love the journaling as a healing practice, and as a way to discover. Do you have any questions that people can ask themselves through this process? Any journal prompt questions?
I think you can probably ask yourself, is your heart still hurting from whatever it is, whether it's, a breakup, a death, or whatever it is your heart still hurting? Do you still have hatred, animosity, certain feelings towards other people, or are you at a place where you can forgive them? Where are you? Those are some of the questions that you kind of have to ask yourself to know where to go next in your journey.
Yeah, that's so good. I mean, is your heart still hurting? Because here's the thing about being your authentic self. One thing is for sure, it's about the heart.
Absolutely.
It's all about the heart because if it's not coming from the heart, everything has to be qualified by the heart. If it's not coming from the heart, then forget about it because it's not coming from the head, and we're only going where the heart is,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
So I'm so glad you're doing this. Like I said, this is a movement that you're creating. It's far beyond a book. You're going to be able to do journals and events and classes and courses on all of these topics and retreats and really support people in this process because what a treasure to discover your truest you and bring that gift out to the world. That's a treasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so good. Good for you. Well, Amy, let's let everyone know where you are on social media and also your website.
Facebook and Instagram, Amy Deanne, AmeyDeanne, and Resilient TX. And my website is my-resilient-journey.com.
Well, I'm looking so forward in the next 2 weeks when you come back and we'll do part three. So those people that didn't get a chance to see part one, pretty soon we'll have those episodes on your website. So then
They
they'll
are
be
already there.
Oh, they're already there. Good
Last
job.
time is already on there.
Oh, good job. So if you missed part one, go check it out, everybody. So I
Yes.
want to thank you so much for coming on and also thank the audience for listening and tuning in. And we'll see you again next week on the Cornelia Stephanie Show. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.